my name is Jim. This is my channel, Books, Reading and Stuff. Today is my September TBR. You may have seen the list on my community tab, TBR to be read. These are the books I plan to read in September. I have 10 books on the list, and without further ado, here first on the list is Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey. This was first on my August TBR as well, but now I've started it. I'm about 2/3 the way through. It's Christian fantasy. This girl is Mabel, or Chloe, and she is fighting against various demons, including this main demon here. This is Lavian, who has a serpent's head, a serpent's tail, wings, and various words across his body like lawless and liar. There's a lot of thunderbolts and lots of lights and action in this book. There's a lot of description, and I'll let you know what it's all about when I've finished. Second, also from my August TBR, is Rafflesia, Alice Dodgson. Alice Dodgson is a pseudonym. This is a Georgian book. It'll also qualify for shortyseptember because it's very short. It's 120 pages. It's set in Morocco. I don't know much about it. Rafflesia is the name of the third largest flower, which looks beautiful from a distance but smells like a rotting corpse. So, an intriguing title. Third, I have Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. It's another fantasy. This is the third book in a Dark Shade of Magic trilogy. I finished A Gathering of Shadows a few days ago. I really enjoyed. I like her prose. I like her characters that she's created in this world. A Conjuring of Light is over 600 pages, but I'm sure I'll get through it quite quickly because I want to know what happens. The next 3 books are plays. This being September, this is Shaktember. Shaktember is an event hosted by Jason at Old Blues Chapter and Verse, Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading, and Nicole A Day of Small Things. And they've chosen 3 Shakespeare plays. There's Romeo and Juliet. I've seen Romeo and Juliet on the stage in Stratford. I've only seen 2 Shakespeare plays in my life. One was Romeo and Juliet. The other was Cymbeline, which was a student production in Aberystwyth a very long time ago. Then we have Richard III. Richard III, his remains were found in a car park in Leicester, but I'm sure that's not about what the play is about. I don't know much about Richard III. In school, we had to study Richard II, and I hated it. And finally, we've got Antony and Cleopatra. It's another one I'm not familiar with. Again, in school, we looked at Julius Caesar, and Antony and Cleopatra follows on from that. It's more of a tragedy than a history, I know, but that's all I know. Last September, I read A Midsummer Night's Dream for Shakespeare, which was the first comedy I'd read by Shakespeare. For pleasure, I've only read 3 Shakespeare plays in my life: A Midsummer Night's Dream, Othello, and Macbeth. So it'll be interesting if I can overcome my fear of plays to get out of my comfort zone and read some Shakespeare this month. 7th on the list, I have The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. This is the choice of the FOMO Book Club for September and October. FOMO Book Club, run by Jack, Gemma and Alice, picks some great titles, so I'm looking forward to this. Also last year, my favourite read of last year was Once Upon a River, also by Diane Setterfield. The 13th Tale is a tale of ghosts, governesses, and gothic strangeness, I'm told. I don't know much else about it, but I'm looking forward to it. September is Strayaseptember, a celebration of Australia. This was created by Scott of Gunpowder Fiction and Plot. Scott lives in Melbourne. This is inspired by a sand painting from the Australian outback. This is emu dreaming. We have 2 old men here. We have the emu tracks here. These are the water holes. It's in the style of Australian Aboriginal painting. they use like cotton buds to make all the dots, and it's painted in on canvas with acrylic paint. For September, I have Peter Carey, The Chemistry of Tears. Peter Carey won the Booker Prize with the true history of the Kelly Gang, which would be even better for September, because this is about bushrangers. The Kelly Gang were famous bushrangers in Victoria, but I've read this. I haven't read The Chemistry of Tears, which is about a horlog, a middle-aged horlog in a London university who's trying to put together this automaton. And this was on my March TBR. I didn't get to it, but now September gives me another excuse to finally get to The Chemistry of Tears. And have some more fantasy. The 9th book on my TBR is Jade City by Fonda. Jade City is fantasy, epic fantasy, but it's not based in European medieval history. This is a more East Asian flavour. The city of Kekon, the island of Kekon, could be seen as an analogue of Hong Kong, or maybe Taiwan or some other East Asian island. So I'm looking forward to that. I've heard good things about the Jade City. And finally, I have a NetGalley arc, The Coworker by Freida McFadden, who wrote The Housemaid. The Housemaid was a thriller with lots of exciting twists, and I think this is more in the same vein. So I'm sure I will enjoy it and probably read through it quite quickly. I like Freida McFadden's style, and she has very intriguing plots. So that's my September TBR. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these, what you think of these, or you can let me know what you're reading for Shaktember or strayaseptember, shortyseptember, or any of the other events in September, or just what you're reading in September. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye.